Everybody. Welcome back. It's your girl, PJamma, with PJamma Life. And today we have a couple of really good movies to help, with your turkey and your dressing and your cornbread, your family gatherings. Here are a couple of really good picks. We have King Richard and Hawkeye. So let me introduce the crew. The guru, to give us his knowledge of Marvel. Pat, say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody. Glad to see you. Or glad for you to see me, I guess. I don't see you, but I know you're there.
And we have our guru of all things Star Wars and history. We have David. Say hey to the people.
Hello, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. I hope the turkey hasn't put you to sleep yet, because we've got some things that aren't turkeys to talk about tonight.
Gobble, gobble. So let's look at our first pick is King Richard, starring Will Smith and Anjanou Ellis.
I wrote me a 78-page plan for their whole career before they was even born. Went home that night, told the wife, we need to make 2 more kids. All we need is a club for training and clinics, the whole deal. Throw it to the sky. Get this one over the fence. Oh, like that. First drill. Whoever hit that, $1. Yes, good power.
Thanks for coming, Richard. What do you think of the club?
Appreciate everybody taking off their hoods before we came in.
Richard, don't do this. Every American player who's ever done anything got good following this path. Mac, Tracy, Agassi, Pete.
When the time is right, we just gonna walk through the front door.
Look, she's ready. Let's get this show on the road. She's hungry. She's got the fire. Come on.
Please give a warm Bay Area welcome to the 14-year-old phenom from Compton, California, Venus Williams.
You're gonna be the greatest of all time. You know how I know? Because I planned for it.
Okay, let's start with Pat. What did you think of King Richard?
Wonderful movie. Well acted, well portrayed. The clips at the end that show the real people versus how they portrayed them in the show was really good. Kind of clued you in that they kind of people that physically could embody the characters that they were really doing. Will Smith did great. I mean, it was a great story about, someone overcoming odds. Unfortunately, or I should say, fortunately, I mean, that could have went so wrong watching that movie. I'm thinking, because wow, that was some overbearing stuff kind of going on, and it just so happened that those 2 girls were the right receptacle for this overbearing thing to really take root in and do the right thing, but excellent, super good. I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed it. Everybody played their characters to the T, it seemed like to me, I was really impressed. Super impressed.
David, what did you think?
Oh, I agree. I thought this was fantastic. Will Smith is a really wonderful actor. I mean, we know him from comedy, and certainly he had his music career as well, but he can act, he can do drama. And I think he does a beautiful job of this. I was a little surprised. This goes back a while. He brought Muhammad Ali to life in a biopic, and I thought he was fantastic in that.
Yeah,
always exciting to see a native son of the bluegrass be on the big screen. I thought he did a great job with Ali. I think he does a great job here. Most successful, children who grow up into be talented athletes, they've got a mother and or a father who are putting in a lot of time.
Yeah,
and there's a fine line between overbearing and pushy and the right level of support. And I thought this was, again, a well-done film. The lovely performances. I thought the young ladies did a great job, too. I don't want to take anything away from them. But Will Smith was fantastic in this. So, great movie. And, I love sports flicks, so I thought this was fun. It's my favorite game to play. I'm so slow. I could still be trying to get to the net before the end of this show. But it's a wonderful one to see. Loved it.
Yeah, and I think what's also really good is to tell Oracine story as well, and that the other kid's story, because she was just as important to their success as he was.
Yeah.
And I think as a team, they worked well together. Now, he had some issues in real life, but that doesn't take away from what he was able to do and his plan. And I have to say, his motto of fail to plan, plan to fail is my personal motto. That's what I found when I was a teenager, and I have lived by that motto. And so I thought I was like, oh my God, that's my motto too. And I think that it was important to tell his story as well. Now, there's some controversy out in the Twitterverse where some woman has talked about why are you going to have a biopic about him as opposed to Venus and Serena. And it was kind of sexist. And I thought, okay, well, you're dumb, because we need to talk about the role Black fathers play in Black children's lives. You're not getting a lot of those stories. So this one was an extraordinary one. And I thought it was pretty balanced, because he wasn't just a, really soft, nice, kind of gentle person. No, right. He was a beast. And he would wear people out. And so it was really good to see, how they presented both sides. And I think to get even deeper into the story, you should check out, there's a biography on Amazon Prime, I believe, or Tubi, I think Plex or Tubi, about Venus and Serena during that same time that the movie talks about. And so it's a real documentary following them. So you're able to see how the movie picked up like documentary stuff in the movie, like real life, the interview that they had where the sportscaster was interviewing Venus, and the father thought that, she already answered his question about being confident, and he went off on him in the interview. That really happened. At first I was like, is this just made up for TV? But it actually happened in real life.
Yeah.
And so I think that Oracine, how they brought her to life, I thought Ingenue, she knocked it out. I mean, this has been her couple of years, man. She's been great in Lovecraft Country, and Bill Street Could Talk. Now she's in King Rich. I hope she gets an Oscar nomination as well, because she had to go toe to toe with Will Smith.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with her, and she was like, "Yeah, I could do that. Wasn't no worry." And she was the right person, because even physically, when you look at the documentary, physically she kind of favors her.
Yeah.
And I think you get a deeper insight in the documentary about their marriage as well, which wasn't all roses and light. So it but there's no denying that, it sounds kind of crazy. And I know, when I was looking at it, his plan to have Venus be the number one in the world, but have Serena be the greatest of all time. And she is considered the greatest women's tennis player of all time. She's eclipsed every record. I mean, when she won Wimbledon pregnant, I was like, come on. Who does that?
Making the rest of us look bad. Stop it.
Yeah, I think
really.
Was it just Wimbledon? It might even been the Grand Slam. It was like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, just incredible.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting how to see their progression. And I mean, to still be an athlete in your 30s up until you're in your 40s. That's remarkable. And I thought one more thing, and then we'll move on, that they didn't highlight in the movie, but they do in the documentary, is that they're also Olympians and world record holders in doubles. And so they're an incredible doubles team. I mean, I watched them, that's what kind of got me watching tennis. My dad was into tennis when he was around, but he didn't teach us. I was like, dang, that could have been us. But their doubles game is incredible. If you watch them, I mean, they're just devastating on the court. I would never want to go up against one, let alone two of the Williams sisters. And so I think that part too, and showing the love between the sisters and how they raise them, one way it could have all gone sideways is if they made them compete against one another in a jealous kind of buildup of jealous environment, which happens in families. But in this one, he would make them, hug each other, or they would hug each other. You could tell there's just so much love between the two that too sustains them as well. So it is really great. Both King Richard, and definitely check out the companion kind of flick, which is free on Tubi or Plex, which are free apps that you can get on Amazon Prime or, whatever streaming service you have. And check out this wonderful movie, mostly about family and about what it takes to build an elite athlete. Okay. Thumbs up on that one. So let's take a look at our next one, which is the next entry in the Marvel's Avengers TV series. Clint Barton and Kate Bishop as Hawkeye.
There's 1,000 things to do. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be amazing. But the most important thing is that we're gonna do it all together.
No.
Okay.
No. Not holding their hands.
Hold your brother's hands. I love you guys.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We believe the assailant could be the Ronin, the mysterious figure who terrorized organized crime in New York and elsewhere. This is the first potential sighting of the Ronin in years.
You're a Hawkeye.
Who the hell are you?
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
Yeah. Are you one of those people? Oh.
Oh wow! Didn't realize we were supposed to bring guns.
A selfie would be really rad, dude. My kids would flip. I mean, you're their absolute favorite.
Yeah. It's not really the appropriate time.
The bane of being famous, the bathroom ask. David, what did you think of it?
Well, I'm detecting a pattern or theme here with some of the Disney Plus shows. The wizened warrior bringing in the lone youth with great potential. We saw it with Mandalorian. We've seen it with a Bad Batch. And we're seeing a little bit of that here. I think you can make a little bit of analogy with Hawkeye. Taking the story at face value, I really enjoyed it. Renner is great in the role. I love the fact that you've got a superhero who's kind of a middle-class dad. You don't see that a lot. You see a lot of heroes that are ultra rich. You've got talent. You've got, I fell into a vat of toxic waste and now I can do all this great stuff. He's just trying to get home and hang out with his kids, and he's struggling with that.
And really he's deaf. And now he's deaf from all the explosions and all the
blowing up next to
incidents.
his ear. Yeah,
I was
a
like,
real
hey,
thing.
that's pretty cool that they brought that into it.
I thought so too. I'm really enjoying this. Before the show started, we were talking. There's only like 6 episodes or so. I'm disappointed in that. I think this would be a really kind of fun story to kind of have a few more than this. I enjoyed it. Haley Steinfeld, very talented young woman. I like the way that, her character's a bit of a rebel, but a bit of a hero worshiping one. At this, she's a Hawkeye groupie. I didn't know that there was such a thing, but there was one. And I'm also, last comment, and I'll let you guys, and with Patrick's steep knowledge here, he can certainly school me on this. But man, they are so wrapped up into the Avengers movie as kind of like year zero, where everything impacts everything else, including where you would have a Broadway show of the Avengers.
Yes, the Broadway show. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Smash!
I can do this all day.
I can do this all day. That's right.
That was hilarious. It was terrible. But then I thought, why haven't they done that already?
I'm sure it's in the works. Don't worry. Kevin Feige is talking to somebody right now. Going,
Disney,
that was a great idea. I think we were joking, but we can make this happen.
Yeah. Let's see. They could probably have click-throughs and see how long people watched it, and see what the metrics were on it. I bet. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, David. I didn't mean to.
No. But I really enjoyed this. You've got a wonderful cast. I think Vera Farmiga. I think I'm saying her name. Farmiga. Yeah. I love her. She was such a shining star in the Air Up There movie.
Yeah.
With Clooney.
Yes.
So seeing her in this role, is she going to be a hero? Is she going to be a villain? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. I think this is a delightful way to kind of take us through to Christmas with the timing of the show mirroring the time it debuts. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. Another successful venture, I think, by Marvel and Disney here.
Well, I want to sneak in there because I don't know. I like it, but I don't love it yet.
Right.
Because I'm trying to see how they're going to bring this, but maybe this is. I remember you said something in the earlier shows that maybe they're building up the Young Avengers to maybe be a series, because we've seen several people who were Young Avengers in different series. Now we have Kate Bishop, and I believe she was a Young Avenger. Am I right? And the character from Captain America and the Winter Soldier, that young man.
There's the 2 children from.
There's the 2 children from WandaVision.
From WandaVision, yes.
Yeah. And so I think we're kind of building up maybe to, a Young Avengers show, which would be great, which would be a nice series that you could see, week after week. So I'm hoping like that, because I'm trying to catch Titans on HBO Max, the DC version of kind of Young Avengers, I think. So it'll be interesting to see where they go. There were some funny scenes, but I'm stuck on, and somebody help me out because I can't figure out. I thought we were introduced to Kate Bishop in one of the earlier movies.
No, I think you're thinking of of Hawkeye's daughter. It looks like who looked. I can't tell if they kept the same actress sitting at the table because she was shooting arrows at the beginning of the snap. She's one of the ones. So, and she's got similar features, a similar dark hair. And I can see there could be some confusion. Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
Maybe I'm thinking, because I was like, don't we already know of a Kate Bishop? So that kind of, I was like, oh, okay. And then, is this after the snap? Is this before the snap? Is this like years later? I'm not sure.
Well, this has to be second snap because all the kids are back.
Okay. So
because they all went away at the first snap. That was like right at the you know, at the beginning of
Right. So that's why I'm like, I can't. That's kind of maybe what's holding me back from really liking it. It's because I can't figure out where this is.
It's like in the current timeline, it seems like it's like after Endgame and all that stuff. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be, and you know, you got to understand too, like what they kind of dealt with Spider-Man coming back is that, you know, he stayed the same age he was at the snap, but all the people that stayed behind kept going 5 years on, so they're all 5 years. They kind of touched on that in the second Spider-Man movie about how the classes were all messed up because half my class that was in my class has now been graduated for 2 years or whatever. So it was some interesting stuff going on, and this is clearly, you know, Clint Barton kept on living and doing the terrible things that they showed in that little clip there, you know, just killing Yakuza who kind of need to be killed probably, you know, just cleaning up the streets Batman style, and then, you know, but everybody else comes back, and it was like just yesterday, which you get into all the stuff that you ran into in the Captain America Winter Soldier, all the issues with the displaced and all the stuff there. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I can't imagine that New York was just that cool with it, you know, like when the rest of the world's, you know, blowing people up and stuff over it. So anyway, I digress. I didn't mean to step all over you there, Pam.
No. Go ahead, because I think it needs to get better. For me, I'm waiting on it to like tighten up. And but it's certainly enjoyable for the whole family. There's the tracksuit mafia are hilarious. What a bunch of Keystone cops. I mean, they're just bumbling around, and it's funny. They're funny. Yeah, you're on fire, bro. You're like a shish kebab. Oh, there she is.
Well, we know that they at least can read like the mailbox on the building. I mean, so they followed her there. They saw her name, so they at least were able to have those good of an investigative skills.
Right. And so, you know, I'm hopefully there's going to be a good antagonist and somebody who can really give them a run for their money and not something silly. So we'll see. But Pat, you are our Marvel expert, so give us some of that Marvel wisdom and knowledge. Drop it on us.
Well, some of the silly little things that I noticed is that towards the end, when they were both kind of fighting out of the Ronin costumes, you know, they're both in a lot of the promo shots and things I've seen. You see Hawkeye wearing the purple and black kind of, which is more traditional costuming of Hawkeye, Clint Barton. And she's wearing that purple and black thing, which is definitely her costumes in the books.
Okay.
And just, you know, I tell you, I really liked the mismatched buddy comedy thing, which they did really well, I thought, with Captain America and the Winter Soldier and the Falcon. You have these mismatched people, and in this case, they're not just hating each other. It's just like, God, I gotta drag this puppy along with me, and she's like, oh, I'm your best fan, you know. And it's like it was like, oh God, you know, any of those 80s, you know, cop movies where you put the wild card with this solid old guy, you know. It was definitely Lethal Weapon feel to, you know. I can't believe that I'm so close to retirement, you know. I'm tired of this shit, you know, all that sort of stuff. You got Hawkeye there, and you got the dude, what do we do now? Oh, you got special layers. Cool, let's do this. You know, I mean, just like,
do we have a layer?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it was really, I enjoyed the chemistry. I enjoyed the kind of, you know, it was very much a throwback feel. The whole the dynamics between the two, which I enjoy because it's worked well. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I wasn't looking for any revelatory type of storytelling method that, you know, I've never seen before, and they found a good fit for this. I feel, you know, and then he's just trying to get home, very planes, trains, and automobile feel. I'm just trying to get back to my family.
That is a reach back, Jack.
That is.
I mean,
it's a good one though.
He's just trying to get back to his family, and all these things keep getting in his way. He's got the very Steve Martin kind of, oh my God, you know. Then you got the goofy kid who's just like, I just want to be part of this team. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Come on, it's fun. And I would say that I did enjoy very much the montage they did at the beginning to show you how she's gotten the skill set that she has, which is obviously obviously a championship archer, and then it showed she had black belts and did all this karate stuff, and
Fencing.
she learned how to fence and do all this other things too. And I was like, okay, well, this is cool. I mean, you see that she was a very driven, very focused on specific, useful combat skills. You know, all these things that have obviously served her quite well when she gets into this stuff. She's keep holding her own against 7 or 8 of these big old tracksuit mafia dudes. Beautiful Russian thing, by the way. The whole tracksuit mafia. I was like, I couldn't believe how spot on that.
I think Russia's kind of going to be the antagonist in a lot of stuff now.
It's got we've been back to like, okay, there's no more that glasnost and perestroika. It's just straight up Cold War 2.1. Here we go. Let's do this.
Pravda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pravda.
So it was really good. I did enjoy it. Like I said, I saw a lot of things that were kind of callbacks to things that were going on. I did enjoy the way they showed, like you said, the Avengers movie seems to be the genesis of a lot of things. And you notice there's also, with a lot of these things going on, there's going to be a lot of multiverse stuff. I think that they're trying to really introduce and bring into this because, next weekend Spider-Man comes out in the theaters, and we are definitely going into the multiverse faux real in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, okay, just as a side note, they better have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in this damn thing. If they're going to bring back.
Exactly.
If they're going to bring back William Dafoe from Spider-Man, the first movie, we're bringing back Electro, we're bringing back Sandman, we're bringing back
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock, and then the whole, it just looks really, I'm really kind of a little bit stoked about seeing that next weekend. So anyway, but this was really good. This is great. I mean, this is great fun, well shot. The action moves smoothly. The story was well integrated. I really liked it.
Okay. It's definitely a thumbs up. Mine's kind of like halfway, but it's, that's me. But I think it's definitely something the whole family can enjoy. And lots of good action, and I like that she's a young woman, but there's no romantic interest between him and her. I thought that super cool. I don't want to see him trying to hit on her or nothing like that, or her trying to hit on him.
I think her character, it would be a felony, wouldn't it, with her character?
She's 22.
The actress is an adult.
She's 22, and she's about to graduate college. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I could have seen it as a prep school. I missed that they gave her age. Okay.
Yeah. Because he asked her, "What are you, 18?" And she was like 22. He's like, same difference.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, and it is good that you're showing a proper mentor, mentee or whatever you want to call it. Protege. Right. Type of relationship where you're not trying to see each other as possible romantic interests, because it was creepy. A lot of times it's creepy. You look at some of these movies, you see these 45-year-old dudes, picking up 20-year-olds, and I'm like, that's your daughter age, dude. If you were having kids at the normal time, that's your kid right there, and that's creepy and wrong.
Yeah, it's gross. And so I'm glad they, I think Hollywood is trying to move beyond that. Just keep it age appropriate, and I love it. Yeah, I love it. So,
although if they'd written things a little differently, Tony Stark would have had more than one Me Too moment. I have no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit.
But I think Robert Downey Jr. is just so great. Everybody loves that dude. Well, he's the ultimate comeback story.
It really is.
The history of movies, his career should have been over. I mean, like over. But
he's so talented.
He is talented, and he got a second chance, and he's done a lot with it. I mean, I really applaud him for it.
Got the right people around him. He got help for his drug abuse and came out on the other side, and he never lost his talent, but now you can see more of it because he's clean and he's got his life right.
Yeah.
So, good for him.
Which is interesting to think, they had had Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark, who canonically had a real drinking problem for a while, and they kind of hint at it just a little bit. And I want to say Iron Man 2,
I think, two.
Two especially.
Two, and he gets all drunk at a party, and they kind of hint at it. That's when Rhodey takes the War Machine, and they kind of hint at it. But I mean, in the books, it was like a really long arc, where he had lots of drinking problems, and Rhodey had to actually sub in because he was so in the bottle. And I mean, it took a long time. And it's interesting to see them have Robert Downey Jr., who probably is not allowed to drink or touch anything bad anymore.
Oh no,
they don't do that. And he's here. He is. I got to play drunk, and I mean that might have been a bit of either a reach or a real easy reach for him. I don't know, but that was an interesting little side thing. I was like,
yeah, and I just thought he was the alpha of the I mean, he started it all.
Yeah.
And and then with his passing in the series, moving on from it, I'm sad. I couldn't even watch. I have to be honest. I still haven't watched the second Spider-Man without him in it. I just can't bring myself to watch it. I just can't. And then
it's really good. You should watch it.
I know. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for a world of a Marvel universe without Tony. And this third Spider-Man, I'm kind of like, I don't know. So we'll see. I have to move on at some point, but it's hard. That one that just hit me wrong, and I was like, nah, man, I can't do it. But that's my side bro. We can't. I can't see him gone. So, I've loved him since the Pretty in Pink, not Pretty in Pink, but
he was in Pretty in Pink too. So, no, it wasn't.
No, he was in the other one.
16 Candles.
16 can. Was it 16 Candles?
Yes, it was 16 Candles.
He did a movie with Molly Ringwald.
No. You're thinking Weird Science.
Yeah. Well,
we're going through the John Hughes movies. He was in Weird Science for sure.
No, the one with Rodney Dangerfield in the swimming.
Back to school.
Back to school.
Back to school.
Less Than Zero. I mean, you knew then in Less Than Zero, that dude was an incredible actor. So definitely his career has its ups and downs, but he's come out on the other side. So, hey, you can't get better than that. Let me just say hey to Michelle Lee. I'm not sure if she's still on, but hi. And all of those out there watching. And definitely check out King Richard. And that wraps it up for us. But I did want to say something about the second jury trial that we had this week, that the verdict. Hey, there's Tim Windsor. Hey. How you doing, Tim? Good to see you. So the Ahmaud Arbery trial just ended, and convictions, guilty across the board.
Yeah.
So we're happy about that. And it kind of gives you some measure of comfort about the justice system. But somebody said something really important, is that we can't look to the courts for social justice issues. This is why it's important to vote. How things change, legislation changes. So make sure you're registered and you vote at the local level, at the, vote in your state and vote nationally, because at the local level is where the state races is where you see changes in your state. So definitely vote and participate in your democracy.
Well, and I'd also say this, Pam, not only just to do what you're saying, but record everything if you have a chance. I mean, we're in an Orwellian world here, but one of the most important things that happened was one of those killers had a camera
and
he filmed it. because we went a 180 here.
Yeah.
We went from the initial Brunswick, Georgia police investigation said it was self-defense and there were no charges. They didn't even go to the police station. And thankfully, because of that video, there was an outcry and justice was served, because you had a human being, an American citizen, gunned down, doing nothing wrong, committing no crime. And it was a heinous act. The cover-up, which, they
all need to go to jail too.
Well, one of them is actually, one of the prosecutors is actually under, the original ones that refused to take charges is actually under indictment right now.
Good. And that's wonderful, because that was ridiculous. And again, there was a level of, one of the convicted killers was a retired police officer. So there was a level of, I'm supporting my people. And just a heinous thing. A young man gun, it's horrific. He did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. And there was no evidence. There was no reason. So it was a decision that I'm thankful for the verdict, but I'm also, cognizant that we were really lucky to get to an indictment to have this trial.
Yeah. So
that's a scary thing.
Yeah, and there was even a TV show at one point about smartphone justice or something like that, where these people, this group was going around and videotaping things that go on with police. And you can see actual police trying to snatch their phones from them. They were trying to say, we're going to arrest you for being on the scene. It was all kind of just illegal stuff that police were doing. And so definitely, you have a right to record the conversation. You have to learn about your rights too. That's the most important thing. Learn about your rights. Yep. And there's a lot of videos out there that talk about how to protect yourself judiciously, so that you can make sure. And then sometimes just make sure you get out of these encounters alive. Do whatever you got to do to get at home alive, right? So, but definitely the young people, they're leading the way, showing these videos, capturing them. So, hey, thank goodness for that smartphone. Thank goodness for this jury that saw it the right way. And maybe it'll be a lesson to other, people not to chase down innocent people because you just want to live in a vigilante world.
Yeah.
So,
horrific.
Horrific. Hey, we want to thank everybody who's been with us. And next week, next week begins the advent calendar of movies and wine and cheese. December 1st, right here. It will come out every day in December. So definitely, like Tim Windsor says, going back, get a dash cam for your car. You will have evidence of how the encounter goes. And I think that's a smart idea. Yep. Not expensive, but it could save your life or save you time in jail. Definitely check me out in the 24 days of movies, holiday movies featuring diverse cast. So it's coming up next week. Come join me, baby. Okay, but for our show next week, we will have Hawkeye. We're going to do Hawkeye each week. And the Netflix movie, or their big Christmas entry, Love Hard. And the I guess we'll go ahead. We're gonna check out of the Beatles documentary on HBO Max, and that will round us out. We're gonna do less shows in December because we'll have something every day. So but we'll be here watching them, so you don't have to. It's okay. But most importantly, come and join us and watch us, so we can have good times talking about our favorite movies. And at the end of December, we'll definitely tell you which movies we thought were the best and which movies we thought were stinkers. For our end of the year wrap up again. So definitely, fellas, say goodnight to the people.
So long, everybody. Hope you have some things that are in your heart that you're thinking of, that you're thankful for. Hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And looks like we got a new variant. So everybody just wash your hands and mask up. Be smart and be safe this holiday time.
Thanks, Dave. Pat.
Yeah, just wash your damn hands. And everybody, I hope you got a lot of leftovers to eat, because I know I'm eating turkey for about a week. At least 2 meals a day, turkey. It's okay though. I like turkey, so it'll be good. So everybody, enjoy your leftovers.
And everybody, take the time out, just if you can, to say a quick blessing about the things you're grateful for, from now until the end of the holiday season. Just every day, just take a moment, one thing, two things, 5 things, 115 things that you are grateful for, and tell the people around you that you love them. And definitely, what did we say earlier? Wash your hands, social distance, and stay out of super crowded places, and wear a mask. And most importantly, get vaccinated if you haven't been vaccinated, or get a booster if you already have.
Right.
So take care. We'll see you next week, December 4th. And December's here, people. So we will see you next time. Bye.
So long, everybody.
Yeah.